How are we doing here? Ugh. Hello, everybody. I'm back. I'm back for another another little adventure. Another little adventure in examining the nature of the adventures of Lolo 3, and in so doing, also exploring the nature of this sort of little genre, as I'm sort of classifying it, of top-down, vaguely tile-based puzzle games that have solvable levels. Some of them are turn-based. Some of them are sort of a mixture of turn-based and real-time mechanics. Some of them have sort of like real-time movement, but they have certain events that happen at certain times triggered by certain things that require an amount of finesse and that kind of thing. But generally they work in sort of a turn-based or pseudo-turn-based way. What do I want to do? I'll put on my Rachel source, I think. So in this series we're sort of exploring the nature of these games and trying to see what we can gather from them, what we can distill from them, and sort of inform our sort of overall game design methodologies and our game design muscles, and that sort of thing. So yeah, it's been about a week since I did one of these. I was having trouble just finding a good time to do another one where I kind of like felt like doing one, had the time to do it, and then also felt sort of awake and like my brain would be in a place where it was gonna actually function and allow me to play this sort of a game. Honestly, tonight it's late. I'm probably not going to be at my best in terms of being able to figure out these puzzles. But I did drink a bunch of coffee stupidly, and so I'm not going to be able to get to sleep for a little bit until that caffeine wears off. So even though I'm going to be dumb, I'm definitely going to be awake, and so I might as well do an episode of this show. My hopes with this series is to play a bunch of games in this style. If you've watched any of the earlier episodes of this, I've kind of gone through how I've played a number of different games of this sort of genre. Mainly Puzzle Depot, which is a very good little indie game that is still yet to be released, but has a great little demo, and it's been in development for a very long time. I also brought up Mole Mania. In the past, I've also played like Chips Challenge. There's a game for Windows 3.1 called Kai, Kye, that you may have heard of or may have played, that is sort of similar to these sorts of games, although that has a lot of real-time mechanics in it. So that's sort of a little bit of a different beast, but a very similar game. So various other games, and I'm not sure if I'm going to play all the way to the end of the Adventures of Lolo 3, or if I'm just going to play until we sort of have a good idea of the mechanics of this kind of game, of this series, I mean, and then probably move on to some other ones, probably Dumpy and Bumpy next, which is a little game that came out on Steam last month, I think. So we're going to check that out. It's sort of a similar game. And I want to play some Baba Is You, even though that's a game that sort of really expands upon the mechanics of these kinds of games in a very interesting way, in a very unique way. If you're familiar at all with that game, it adds almost a little bit of like a primitive scripting mechanic to it, where you actually sort of solve the puzzles by changing the mechanics yourself by actually moving blocks around. But anyway, we'll play some Adventures of Lolo 3. We'll see how I do. So this level here seems like kind of an interesting one. It has some of the mechanics that these games have sometimes that cause them to be more than just turn-based. So, for instance, these little pink dinosaurs here, they do not become active until I have collected all of the hearts. I hope that's the right button. Yeah, it is. Sorry, I haven't played this for a while, so I forgot what the buttons were. One of them is to restart the level, one of them is to like go back to the map, and I definitely did not want to go back to the map. Anyway, we shall see what I can do with this puzzle. So, I want to get these hearts. I want to block off some of these other guys. So, I'm gonna do something that I can at least undo if I need to. So we definitely need to block off these little Medusa head guys. Probably do this. Oh wait, no. Once I push that there, now I can't get it back. Probably don't want to do that then. Probably want to push over one of these instead. Probably push that one there. Gotta be careful there. That will let me get that one. I can push this one down here. Oh shit. Forgot about the other side. Yeah, the reason why I didn't want to play these when I'm tired is that it pretty much takes all my concentration to just actually try to solve the level, and then I can't really talk about the mechanics that much. Which, I mean, you know, it's not the end of the world, but it is sort of what I want to be doing, at least a little bit. So let's see here. I can push this guy down here. So right now, I'm basically just trying to grab all the hearts without getting killed by the statue heads. But I am going to have to worry about these pink guys once I get the last piece. But I'm thinking if I can get that top piece, this one up here, if I can get this one last, then it's not really going to matter. I'm not going to be too worried about these other guys. So how many more of these do I have? So I can definitely push this down here. Oh, actually, I can just push this down. Yeah, that makes more sense. Then I can push this here. Grab that guy. And then I really just want to push this here. And I can push another one around. Oh, no, now I've trapped myself. But not indefinitely. We'll see what happens. We'll see if this becomes trickier once I'm trying to get the last piece or not. But so far I'm not that impressed with this level, to be honest. It seems pretty straightforward. I want to get that one last, though. Then maybe I can't? I might have to get that one in the top left first. Yeah. Just gonna push this guy over here. Oops. Like, so far this one seems pretty straightforward. Oh, I do still have to get the chest, though. That's the thing. That's the thing I'm not... Yeah, sorry. I haven't played this for a while, so I've forgotten a little bit of the sequencing of what you do. Shit, I didn't mean to push that over there, actually. Crap. Yeah, now I've screwed myself. Hold on. I'm gonna restart this one. Let's just do the straightforward stuff first. Oh, shit. Sorry. This isn't a very entertaining level, and I'm not playing it very entertainingly. But yeah, the main thing that I was talking about when we're thinking about these games is the fact that in these games the levels are solvable, and so the enjoyment that you get out of them really, like, when you're playing games, there's many different things that sort of give you enjoyment in them, but one of the core game design ideas of how to make something fun. I didn't mean to push that all the way down. Hold on, I'm gonna restart. One of the core game design ideas is the feeling of mastery, right? And I've talked about this probably a lot better in the other episodes of this when I wasn't, when my brain wasn't so tired, but the idea is just basically that in most games, the concept of mastery is something that we feel as we sort of come to grips with the mechanics of the game itself, right? And so there is sort of at least two factors to this in my mind. And again, I'm not I'm gonna stop talking about how tired I am and how I'm not gonna be that smart today, but I promise. But just to bring it up one last time in case I get something wrong, I have an excuse that I'm not at my best right now, so please be at least a little understanding of that. But the basic idea is that in my mind, I think there's basically two two ways that we experience that feeling of mastery when we play games. So one of those is just the feeling of getting better over time at doing the things that you have to do in the game, right? Like, say you're playing Super Mario and you have to, jump at a certain time so that you land on top of enemies and crush them, instead of, landing in front of them and getting hit by them or whatever. The better that you get at that mechanic, the better that you get at being able to land squarely on an enemy and kill it successfully. Oh wait, I want to think about what I want to do with this block. I think I want to actually just push this out of the way. Yeah. The better that you get at that, once you perceive that. Okay, so these things are. Hold on, I gotta interrupt what I'm saying for a sec because I do need to consider what I'm gonna do with these guys. I think I want to go behind this guy. Yeah, so that block is gonna block him. But the problem is he's gonna friggin' shoot me as soon as I come out here. Oh, I'm fast enough I can just... Oh, shit. I had it beat, and then I had to screw it all up. So, I think I do want some blocks to kind of block these guys, because I do have to get to the chest. So that actually makes this level more interesting now. Now that I know that I have to do that, it actually makes this a little more interesting. But yeah, like I was saying, you have that sort of like, almost like dexterity and conditioning, or sort of like training sort of aspect to games, where you're just like getting physically better at doing something mechanical, like with your hands, with your fingers and with your eyes, and sort of getting that hand-eye coordination, getting the nerves in your nervous system and your brain to connect properly so that you can actually do the thing quickly enough. You know what I mean? It's like the first time that you managed to do something in a game that you weren't able to do before. Like, say you're playing like a fighting game and you weren't able to do like a dragon punch motion that well. But then over time, you get good enough at doing it that you can actually do it, right? So that feeling of like attaining like a new skill that you didn't have before, right, is a pleasurable thing for people to experience, right? And that makes sense from like an evolutionary standpoint, you know what I mean? That we would have this sort of pleasure incentive to try to get better at doing things, right? Things that we maybe need to do in order to survive better, right? The other source of enjoyment that you get from games, I would say, to put it in as simple of terms as possible, is just sort of the feeling of understanding the mechanics of a game, right? When we first start playing a game, when you first start playing Super Mario Brothers, you don't know that you can necessarily kill enemies by jumping on them, right? And so the first time that you do jump on an enemy, and that you sort of like recognize that, like, oh, I actually killed him by doing so, this also sort of gives you like a pleasurable sensation, right? This sensation of learning a new thing, of actually gaining experience by doing, right? not just by hearing about it or not just by somebody telling you to do it, but just sort of like experimenting on your own and really experiencing it. And this is often something that like we're able to learn things that are maybe even hard to explain, right? Like it's difficult to explain like how to use, say, like the whirl blade technique from like The Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past. Like it's just something that you need to get a feel for, you know what I mean? You need to get used to the idea of like, oh, like, charge up so that my sword is away from the guy, and then kind of move towards him until I'm, in a close enough range that it's going to hit, but not so close that I'm in danger of getting hit if the enemy moves in a way that I didn't expect them to. Like, even something like that is maybe a bad example, but I'm just kind of trying to think of things where it's like something where putting it into words would maybe actually be sort of hard, but I wonder if I can use this block for the rest of this. I'm gonna try that. But where like just by doing it you kind of learn how to do it, right? Okay, now I got killed by these motherfuckers. So problem is I can't move this block down. Yeah, that's not gonna work. I wonder though if I can get there. Like if I can move that block without dying, Yeah, I think I can do this. Because I think I can just move across there without getting killed, yeah. The problem is I need to move it one more step. Nerds. Because the thing is, I think when I grab the pill, he's gonna shoot his fireball first and then he's gonna kill me. I wonder if I can give it one more push without dying. Oh, okay, I can. But now the problem is, how do I push it up to him without dying? Yeah, you're too slow. Huh. Shit. Okay. So now it's actually quite tricky. Now this one's actually quite interesting. There's got to be a way. Huh. Like I need to push something in front of him without getting killed. So this one is quite tricky. Anyway, while I'm trying to solve this, I'll keep talking about what I was saying. So, which way do I want to go? I think I want to go up here, actually. So yeah, there's learning things like physically like that. But the other thing is just actually figuring out the mechanics, right? Like knowing that you can jump on a Goomba in the first place, understanding that you can use some kind of new item that you got in a way that you hadn't maybe considered before, that kind of thing. And so these games that I'm making this series about, these grid-based puzzle games, and the reason that it's important that they are grid-based is because it causes the mechanics to be very very constrained, you know what I mean? Like there's only so many possibilities, and so it allows you to have like fairly concrete solutions to levels, right? There's only like a finite amount of solutions to any level in these games, right? Like normally, normally there's only one solution to each level, right? But there could be more. There could be multiple in some cases, right? And it's hard to design them so that there's, you know, necessarily only one every time. But typically there's only going to be one, right? I think I want to use a different block for this. Yeah, I think I want to use a different block for this because I think I want to go. Like that, and push this way, push this up this way. So that way I can get that. So yeah, with these games, the main concept is basically that there's only a finite amount of ways to beat each of the levels, and that sort of causes necessarily each level to sort of be oh crap, I've got this thing in the way now. It doesn't matter though, I can go all the way around. It causes every level to kind of give you that same kind of experience where oh wait, I should have put this the other way. No, actually that's fine. I wonder if I could have done that different. We'll see. I think I'm fine actually. I think I just have to not get the last piece until I'm like ready to go, basically. Yeah, because I think I can move this up here. And then I just have like one more that I need to do. Yeah, because I can push this down here. Right, and just go around. Yeah, I think this will work. Because I can push this one up here, basically. Oh, actually, I don't even need to block it on that side. Yeah, hold on. So I'm going to go here, push it back, push it up. Yeah, I think I can just put this here like this. And then this one here, I don't think I even need to do anything with it. Although I totally can. I can just put this one here like this, and then that's going to block off this guy. Yeah. So now, just get this, and then none of these guys matter, and that guy's blocked. Yeah. There's actually a few different ways I could have solved that one, I think. Oh, that's the end of this. That's the end of this level. Nice. Well, now the tower's destroyed, so now I can't go back. So I think these trees are like a tutorial or something. Yeah, these trees are kind of like a tutorial or something. Oh, interesting. So this is to show me like new mechanics or something. So now I can get these power-ups. That's crazy. Huh. Kind of don't really understand how to use them though. Oh shit. I didn't mean to restart that. I was just trying to see what I could do. Maybe pressing the B button causes you to change your power-up or something? Oh, you get each of the power-ups in sequence. I see how it works now. Yeah. So these are basically the power-ups that you're going to get. And you get them by getting hearts. Okay. I wonder if those hearts are going to be the same as the shots in other levels where how many you have to collect in order to activate what they do is just like random. Like it's just up to the game designer. There's no rhyme or reason to it. On to the next challenge. This is kind of tricky. How am I going to get across here? Oh, it moves on the water. Interesting. Anyway, sorry. What I was trying to say was, in these games, what is unique about them is that that can't pass over though. Yeah, that's gonna cut it. So how do I get that then? That's not how. No, try again. So that guy will respawn. And I can't do anything with that. How do I get this one? Nope. So yeah, sorry. In these games, you're sort of experiencing that concept of like figuring out a new way to use a mechanic almost every level, you know what I mean? Because generally how they design the puzzles is that you're going to have to do something different this time than you had to do in the previous puzzle. So they either introduce new mechanics or a lot of the time they just introduce a new way of using a mechanic that you haven't done up until that point. And so these games have a very interesting structure to them as a result of that, where instead of like sort of like grinding away and like training and like slowly getting better at doing something like you would in say a platformer or a fighting game or a first-person shooter or like a MOBA or something like that, although many of those games have this other element in them as well, but they definitely have the element of like, oh, just getting better at doing the things that you already know how to do, gaining the ability to kind of do them through conditioning, through training. These puzzle games, like the sort of performance of the mechanics of them is very trivial and not really ever really tested that much. I really do wonder what you're supposed to do with this block though. I wonder if I can do something like this. I don't know. Can I move him or something? In these kinds of games, that sort of element of like getting better at just doing something physically with the mechanics is not really in the game. Instead, they're completely focused on just that experience of figuring something out, right? Of literally solving each of the levels, right? And that feeling of sort of accomplishment that you get of just like beating something, right? Being proud of that, of sort of, you know, triumphing over adversity, right? But in addition, I think when they're very well designed, when they're sort of at their best, is where you're not only just feeling a feeling of accomplishment of like, oh, I beat that level. You're feeling, in addition to that, the feeling that you learned something that you didn't know before in order to beat the level, right? That learning that allowed you to find the solution. And so that's when I feel that these games are at their strongest, is when they kind of combine that feeling of, figuring it out with seeing things from a new perspective in order to figure it out. You know what I mean? Not just going through, the process of it, right? Because, like, we can sit here and we can solve, say, like, math problems, right? Like, say we just learned arithmetic. We're in, like, a kindergarten or grade 1 or whatever, and we're learning how to add numbers together. Once you've learned how to do that, now you just sort of need to get experience doing it so that you can do it faster, right? So that you can gain the experience necessary to add larger numbers or et cetera, et cetera. But it's just something that you're kind of like building up skill at over time, right? Whereas with these, it's more like you're learning a new thing, like you're learning a new aspect of something. You're kind of like broadening your mind. And I feel like that is a very pleasurable experience to human beings because it's forming new connections in your mind. You know what I mean? It's taking two pieces of information that were already in your head and figuring out a relationship between them that you hadn't really considered before. And I think that sort of like increasing complexity of the interconnections of the information that we have in our brain, the forming of those new pathways, I feel like that feels good to us. And I feel like it feels good to us in a different way, you know what I mean? The other thing that I was talking about that just sort of like getting better at things is more like strengthening pathways, right? Strengthening existing pathways, making them more firm, more solid, so that we can use them in future more easily, right? Whereas what these games give us is that real experience of finding new paths in our brain, you know what I mean? Finding new connections in a way that sort of makes our brain more useful, right? So I'm very interested in kind of examining this from both like a psychology point of view and sort of just like a biology point of view in terms of like, the nature of our brains and why things like this are enjoyable to us. And then from a game designer point of view, really examining, how the mechanics of these games, the way that they're structured, the fact that, they're built into these levels that are, just single screen levels where there's nothing to do in the level but solve it, right? Like you're just in this one room, you're not going to get out of it until you solve the puzzle, and then it's just going to move on to the next puzzle. And how that structure is very different from a lot of other games, right? More sort of action-oriented games, more narrative-based games, things like RPGs and stuff like that, are structured completely differently and are sort of, designed to give us a space to kind of freely play in, and are sort of intentionally designed such that they don't feel as deterministic as these games do, even though at the end of the day, since they're just running on a computer and they're just made out of binary code, machine language, they are really at the end of the day just as deterministic as these puzzle games are. But they have a level of complexity that sort of hides that fact, right? There's enough going on in, Smash TV that it doesn't feel like it's deterministic, even though it is, right? Even though there's only one way that it can work given any, sequence of inputs that you give to it, at a certain time, right? Whereas these games, they're extremely limited in their outcome, right? Because they're sort of like a system on top of a system, right? There's the system of you know, sprites, and oh, I can move my character around, and, you know, stuff will happen at certain times. But then on top of that, there's now this grid system with, you know, these blocks I can push and these enemies that I can turn into eggs, and you know, these statue guys that will shoot me, and this chest that will open if I get all the hearts. There's a system on top of the system of how this is being displayed, right? Of how, you know, Lolo without the puzzle element would not be much of a game, really, because there's not much else going on. But you could easily see, you know, this being like a Zelda type game or something like that, where these puzzles were just one element, you know what I mean? Where like the rest of the game, you know, Lolo had a sword and he could go around and like chop guys or whatever. But then sometimes you get into these rooms where there's a puzzle with these heart squares that you have to solve, right? But instead, Lolo is just entirely that puzzle element. So it's really sort of honed in on the only fun you can get out of these games is by solving these puzzles, right? And so it's a very different experience from other games. But sort of like I just alluded to, you could include this element in other games that you make, right? Other games that have other elements and other mechanics to them. By putting in something like a puzzle, although perhaps not literally a puzzle, you can sort of include this kind of enjoyment in a larger, as part of a larger system, right? As part of a larger, more complicated game. Or you could just make a puzzle game like this, right? You could focus on this one element of fun. And that's the sort of thing that I'm trying to explore with this series, that I'm trying to think about, and that I'm trying to understand better by playing these, right? Because it's very easy to just be like, oh, you know, there's video games, and in and amongst all the many different genres of video games, there's this genre of the puzzle game, and you know, you play them and you solve puzzles. But I'm trying to sort of understand it on a more I'm really trying to dig down to the nuts and the bolts, you know what I mean, of just this one concept, of this one style of game, and sort of like what makes them compelling, even though they are so simple in comparison to, you know, much more sophisticated games, much more complicated games, right? And I think what it is just that they distill down to just this one kind of fun that we can have, right? This one kind of thing that feels pleasurable to our brain to experience. Anyway, I'm gonna try to figure out how the hell I'm supposed to beat this level. So how am I gonna beat this? I can't get that box to the other side of that heart, and yet I have to. I wonder what will happen if I'm standing here when he respawns, or if that's even possible. Okay, so I can like move off of him, but that's not really that useful. If I go here, I'm just dead. How do I get that without getting friggin' shat? I don't know how to do it. Is it possible to egg these things? No. Try again. I really want to figure this one out. This one's very interesting to me because it's so simple, and yet it seems so impossible. Ugh. I'm sorry, this one's just been me rambling so much. I'm probably rambling very poorly and not in a very well thought out way because I'm tired, and yet my poor brain is trying to explore and is trying to communicate. And those are difficult things. Those are difficult things to do, especially when you're at the same time trying to play a silly little puzzle game. So what the hell am I going to do with this damn block? I can't pull it, I don't think. Like, I don't think I can pull it. No, I didn't mean to go out. So start just makes you go out. Well, at least I know how to solve the other ones. I'm coughing, you know what that means. I'm gonna listen back to this later, and I'm gonna get a psychosomatic cough from hearing myself cough. So there's these power things, but then that doesn't play into that other puzzle. Pow. Ugh, do we have to listen to this guy in between every level? He doesn't even tell you any useful information. So those are the easy ones. I just don't know what I'm supposed to do with this guy. So clearly I have to take out him. But now, it's like, what the heck am I supposed to do with this thing? Can't do jack shit with it. Oh, does him respawning on the box maybe do something? Let's try that. It's the only other thing I can think of doing. No. I never go up. Because I know there's a solution. I'm gonna find it. I wonder if the idea is that I can push the box over here and then that causes him to respawn differently or something? Or does something to the box? Let's see. Oh, yeah, look, it causes him to spawn in a different spot. That's weird. But, like, how do you know? Is there any rhyme or reason to where he respawns? Or he just respawns on the same row? I don't know. That's really weird. You guys maybe wanted to introduce that a little more straightforwardly? I wonder if it's like, God knows how that works. Like he just respawns in a different spot? Like does he respawn as far to the right as he can? Or like one to the left or something? Like, I don't know. This is gonna be... I don't know how I feel about this mechanic. This feels really arbitrary. Jeez. Well, whatever. Alright, so I can get that. Okay, so I've got a power-up thing. Okay, there we go. So, man, we're getting shots, we're getting power-ups. This is fucking crazy. Okay, so these are gonna move around like that. That's fine. Oh shit, except I should have, hey, how come I can't push this guy more? What the fuck? Are you kidding me? I can't push that guy more? Hold on. No. Alright. Hold on. Grab that. Grab that. Okay, great. I'm gonna go boop. Okay, so so you just have to push it all at once. As soon as you stop pushing an egg, you can't push it anymore? Or you can only push one. I don't understand why this is doing this. How does that make any sense? Ugh. These tutorial levels are annoying because you can't just restart the thing. You have to talk to this guy every time. I don't know why. I don't want to talk to him. It's not like I need to be able to quit the level. Like I could just press start like in the other levels if I wanted to quit. So why do I have to talk to this fucking guy? I don't know. Okay. I think... Can you push these? No, of course not. Don't understand why I can't push the other guy. Okay, I think I want to do that, because then next we want to get the hammer, and then we want to break this thing. I guess we can just use the step ladder or something. I just don't understand why I can push this guy up here. Okay, well that's gonna kill me, but I don't understand why I can push that guy, but I can't push the other guy all the way up for some reason. like, okay, so that works, but why can't I do it with this guy? Like, it's so weird. Let's have him respawn at every spot. So weird. This one's really strange. This mechanic with these power-ups is very odd. I don't know how I feel about it, Lolo. But I'm gonna try again. We're gonna see. I'm gonna play this for like another... Well, I'm gonna play this till 1:30. Okay. Why the hell I can't push one of these up? That's really dumb. I don't know why I can't push one of them up. Okay, well now I'm dead. I need to push him and then walk around to the other side. Okay. Oh, yeah, so by the way, later this week I'm gonna have Derek on. Because he actually played these games quite a bit. I think as a kid, or maybe he played them later on, I don't know. But he, nonetheless, is a fan. Do these block these? No, I don't think they do. What can I do with these? There's gotta be something I can do with these. Like, I don't know what the heck I'm supposed to do with this guy. Why can't I push you into the water? I don't understand. I don't get why I can't push you into the fucking water. I just can't push that one into the water. I don't get it. What the heck am I supposed to do if I can't push him into the water? So that's that. I can't push this guy into the fucking water. I don't get it. Alright, I'm just gonna try respawning that guy or something. So, yeah, I don't know. I've been impressed with this game up to this point, but, like, if how you solve this is the way I think you have to, I'm getting a lot less impressed with this game, because if this just has dumb, like, arbitrary solutions, then I'm not a fan. Hold on. I wanted to play a nice little logical puzzle game, not like, you know, a Sierra adventure game or something. Alright, hold on. I want to grab this other guy first. Oh, shit. Oh, I should be alright. There's no indication that I shouldn't be able to get into that other water, right? Like, that just makes no sense. But, whatever. I'm gonna kill this guy. I'm gonna push the block over top of him. See what that does. Oh, maybe they move... No, that doesn't make any sense. Okay. So he's up there now. Don't really understand what that does for me. Maybe Derek can explain this to us when he comes on later this week. I'll try to be less tired when I do this. I'll try to do it, you know, in the early evening or in the morning even, depending on when Derek's available. I don't know. So I can do that. But now what the fuck do I do? I don't know. This one seems very weird. No, I'm gonna try one more time. Well, I'm gonna try it for at least 10 more minutes. But I'm not that impressed with it right now. Why can't I push this guy? Shit. Okay, so you can only do the first one or something? Or you can only have one egg at a time. Maybe that's what it is. You can only have one egg in the water at a time. That's kind of a weird rule, but so be it. That's probably what it is, though. That's the only thing that makes any sense to me. It's just that you can only have one egg at a time. So then the idea is that I just need to, like, clear this guy or whatever. Yeah, like that. And then now... Yeah, so that is what it is. That's a really dumb rule. Why can you only have one egg to everybody? I am the lifeguard. Only one egg in the water at a time. That's an extremely weird mechanic, guys. Although, I mean, it's in tune with some of the other mechanics in this game. The mechanics in Lolo are weird. Some of the other games in this genre that I was talking about, like Puzzle Depot, for instance, have much more logical mechanics where it's like you can always understand like what the hell is going to happen. It's not just weird arbitrary rules all the time. Oh, at least there's actually another fun part to this though, which is that I'm screwed right now because I'm gonna die when I try to go up to this thing. See, but you have to do the thing where you block their spawn point to solve the puzzle. That's really weird though. I mean, come on, guys. You could come up with more eloquent mechanics than this. Play Puzzle Depot, everybody. Puzzle Depot has lovely mechanics that are completely eloquent. The Adventures of Lolo 3 is pretty cool. They did some neat things, but every once in a while they just put in weird elements. Like the fact that the amount of shots that you get from heart blocks is completely arbitrary. Like sometimes you can collect heart blocks and you get no shots. Then other times you collect like 1 and you get like 4. Like it's just if you watch the rest of me playing this series, like it's completely arbitrary when you get shots. You get them from collecting hearts, but like which hearts give you the shots are completely up to the designer of the level. It makes no, like, there's no consistency. It's just like, oh, by the way, like if you think you need bullets, try collecting some hearts because eventually they'll give you bullets. But how many and which ones give you the bullets? It's like, it's very, very arbitrary. Alright, well, I'm going to push that in there then. Do that. I mean, at least it's giving me a great little fun sound effect when I collect these. The juiciness of this game, you know, is like decent. Alright. Hopefully this guy respawns eventually. Alright, there we go. Go like that. And then I'm gonna just shoot this guy. Oh no, I did the wrong... shit. Sorry, I messed up. See, that's the problem when you only have one button. They should really put the power-ups on the B button, and then the egg shooter on the A button, since you're not doing anything with the B button anyway. The B button does nothing in this game. Like I can just press it all the time. It doesn't do anything. So they could have put the power-ups on that, you know, and then put your egg shooter on the other one. Then, you know, they wouldn't have this problem. shit. Sorry, this level's a little fiddly. Some parts of Lolo do actually require a little bit of dexterity to do, but it's not really necessary. It doesn't really make the game feel any more fun, really. I don't know. Maybe it does. Having to actually do this stuff. Mostly just feels annoying to me, to be honest, though. Okay, I'm gonna do this so I don't inadvertently use one of my power-ups when I'm actually just trying to shoot these guys. Oh wait, sorry, I should... No, this is fine. I just want to make sure that I don't have the ladder when I'm dealing with one of these guys in the water. There we go. So I want to go and use this step ladder first. And then I want to use my last shot to kill this guy. There we go. And now, since I'm blocking a spawn, he'll spawn in a new place. But the problem is that spawn, like, you just have to sort of assume that it's in a space that's going to help you. Because you don't have any control over it. On to the next challenge! Okay, so now we got this fool. Pretty sure those slow me. Shit, I fucked up. Yeah, I definitely fucked up. So this one might be a bit of a dexterity puzzle. Oh, I have the hammer. Can that kill this guy? No. Just trying to see if I can kill this guy with my hammer. It doesn't seem like I can. But what the fuck am I going to use the hammer for? Oh, to break the rock. So I definitely don't want to go in the slow parts, I don't think. I'm going to go like this and this. Ah, shit. Alright, come on. I wonder if going to the slow part is just as slow as going around. Maybe. Shit. Okay, so this one is... Forget everything I said. There is dexterity parts of this as well. I just wonder if it's faster to go around or to do the thing. Oh, shit. I might as well just let the skull guy kill me, because then I don't have to talk to this asshole again. Alright, one more shot. We're doing it. We're doing it this time. Come on. Oh, shit. Oh, God. Oh, I almost had it. Alright, one more shot. We're doing it. Come on. No screw-ups. Oh, no, I fucked up. Yeah, I fucked up too much. Damn it. So this part is just doing it. This part is just a dexterity challenge. At least I know that if I half walk on these things, they don't slow me. So that's, I think, maybe speeding me up a little bit. Come on. Come on. You got nothing. You got nothing. You got nothing. There. Easy. Easy. Ugh. Is that it, old man? Where'd it go? Hey, you're getting the hang of it, which is what I was talking about before, you know? That's what's fun about these games, is that you feel like you're getting the hang of it. Except that in most games, you feel like you're getting the hang of it kind of like incrementally, in more of like an analog fashion. Whereas in these games, it's a very digital binary feeling of getting the hang of it, in that when you solve the puzzle, when you figure it out, in that moment, you've gotten the hang of it. And maybe we will end today's episode on that note, as we've been going for an hour. And I don't want these to be too long. So, sorry, very muddled, very rambly episode today, and you know, I wasn't able to organize my thoughts into something brilliant, into something maybe easy to understand, easy to digest, but you know, I don't know how much I even really want people to watch these. I don't know how much these are just for myself to kind of figure out these things. Maybe next time will be sort of more enjoyable because we'll have Derek on. It'll be fun to talk to Derek. It'll be more conversational. It won't just be me, you know, sorting stuff out in my own head. I will have the additional brain power of one Derek Ledoux, and he will also have experience playing these games as well, so he'll be able to help me out. Although, I mean, you know, I don't want him to tell me the answers to anything, but maybe just having him around by osmosis, I will absorb some of his knowledge of these games. But yeah, tune in next time. Hopefully next time? I don't know. It depends when Derek has time. He's a very busy guy. He has a family. He has a kid. He has a job. You know, he's not... Well, I mean, I have a job too, but I don't always. But right now I do. But yes, we'll have Derek on. I mostly just want to talk to him about, you know, what his experiences playing these games as a child were, and I want to see if I can maybe, you know, cause him to form a new connection in his brain, in terms of thinking about these games as a game designer and not just as, you know, a child playing them for fun, and seeing if maybe I can form some new connections in his brain as to why these games were fun to him in the first place, you know, give him a new understanding of what was enjoyable about them when he was a child. So we'll see. Fingers crossed. Not promising anything. Maybe Derek won't know what the hell I'm talking about, but we'll see. We'll see if I can do that come next time. So till then, see you out there.